It's Saturday, and it is time to get things done. I've been working on this closet for a month now. Why have I been working on a closet for a month? Well, you paint a wall, you walk away. You paint a ceiling, you walk away. You sand a floor, you walk away. I guess I'll show you. It's kind of early. I never do intros, but let's walk through the house. Who am I? What video is this? Oh, hurry, step right up. I'd like to introduce to you the star of our show. My name is Dixon. You wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world right now. Oh, there's no lights on. Let's turn some lights on. Whoa, there's some lights. So here's the closet I've been working on. Yeah. All right, let's go inside. Whoa, through the closet. Turn the light on. All right, so walls. First coat. Ceiling. Done. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's white. And this is creamy off-white, an antique yellow, maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to put, 1080p on this because that's just too much information for my card to hold. You guys, you get what I give you, which is decent content. I don't know. Some people like to watch this. Oh, I was sanding this, and then I said, wait, I got a heat gun. So I started doing the heat gun, smearing it off. So today, to finish this, I'm going to heat gun the rest of this. I'm going to heat gun the rest of these baseboard. No baseboard. I bought wood yesterday. I spent $130 at the Orange Box store. And that was 3 pieces of 1x8 and 2 pieces of 2x10 12 footers. $130. 5 pieces of wood. It's ridiculous. But, the times. Another thing that I had to work on was this floor. So, it's too early to be crouching down. Let me flip the camera around. I'm probably seeing things. So, there was a wall here. Lady Dixon did not like the wall here, so, in the other videos you've seen that we bumped this out and made the wall here. So this is a big old closet now. We went from this was the closet to added this is the closet. But this floor and this floor are not the same. Some of these things just don't belong here. There was a big old gap here. So what I did was I made this little shim. Lots of wood glue. Pounded it in there. A couple nails. I'm taking this flap disc because this was like 1/4 of an inch higher than this. So I flap disced that down. Then I added this. So I'm going to smooth all this out. And it's going to be a nice transition. The floor, I didn't touch the floor because I was going to be painting. Why put down a drop cloth when I could just do the floor later? So I'm going to probably hit this with the heat gun. Scrape it all off. And then I'm going to sand it all down nice and smooth. And then I'm going to see if, because this came out a little light and this came out a little light. So maybe I'll save it. I'll just save on this with some shellac or some, I don't know what that other stuff is called. I do know what it is, but like I said, I just woke up. I'm still drinking my coffee. And then I gotta seal all of my everything with some caulk. Let me explain why you do that. So why do you seal stuff with caulk? You don't want air. Is this any of these walls to the outside? No. But if that little gap sucks in your hot air and it goes up through the wall and it goes out to the roof, you just lost some heat. I pay for heat. I pay almost $700 this month in fuel oil. That's a lot of money that I don't want to. If I can save 35 cents, and I'm going to save 35 cents. Just use some caulk. What kind of caulk do you want to use? The cheapest stuff you can find. Painter's caulk. That works. Oh, here's another thing that I got finished up today. So there's a hole that they had vented. There must have been a heater on the other side in my bedroom. And then they vented out. And it went that way to the other side, and there was a chimney there, and they went over there. So I'm keeping this hole. Pretty cool hole. I'm gonna smooth it out the inside, and then we'll have like a little porthole or something to the other side. That'll be cool. Maybe. I don't know. Original feature. That's actually where the drugs were found in the wall from the other video. Drugs in the wall. Alright, so if you've watched this far and haven't hit the thumbs up or the like, well, wait till the end. If you don't like the video, don't thumbs up it. Don't thumbs down it. No, don't want to do that. Yeah, there was another video. I don't know if you guys play Clue or not, but if you find that video, there's a game in there, and you can tell me who it was, where, and with what. Alright, I gotta get to work. Where did my coffee go? Alright, heat gun. There's a couple cautions here. These things get pretty, not even pretty, but they get really darn hot. You can burn your paint, okay? You can burn the paint. The paint comes off. It's hot. It burns your finger. So wear protection and stuff. Don't do like Dixon does it. Another thing. You see this cord? It's pretty thick. Don't plug it into this tiny little extension cord. It can't carry the heat. It can't carry the voltage. You might melt the wire. Start a fire in your house. Okay, how do you use the heat gun? Mine has 3 settings. Low, medium, and high. I don't like the high. It's just too darn hot. I've seen videos where people were using the high function to actually melt solder and do solder stuff. So I've got my paint can that I'm putting all of the paint into when I'm done, because what I like to do is just put a little bit of force on this and lead with the gun. Is that my finger? That's my fingers. Oh, so let me set this up somehow. I don't know. Let me set this up somehow. Okay, so one way to do it is to start heating it up. Grab your scraper and just follow it. Just put a little pressure on it and it'll move all by itself. Another way to do it is heat it up and scrape. Heat it up and scrape. So let me show you. Here, I'll put it on medium. It starts to bubble. You just put your little guy there and it starts going. Or you can heat it up, and scrape a little. Heat it up and scrape a little. Look, it gets down to wood. If you're lucky, it comes off in one long strip. That's why I make that stupid noise, because that's what it was doing for me. So that's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Now that the whole house smells like it's burning, I've taped up this wall, because we're going to do sanding now. And I've got 2 sheets of ply. I don't know what kind of ply this is. It's the thick stuff. Drop cloth. But you do it so you can lift one side. Go in. Hey, we're in. Here's the other side. Okay, so took my little scraper and I went around it all again. This stuff inside here, I think that's wood filler. That's fine. You can do the wood filler, but what's going to happen is it's going to end up looking nice. So I mean, if you're into stuff like that, use the wood filler. This is a farmhouse. We want it to look like a farmhouse. We don't want it to look like it's perfect. Because if it looks like it's perfect, then that's boring. If it looks stupid, then I'll fix it. I don't like stupid. Anyways, so, don't need that no more. I went around and scraped all that because when you sand it, you don't want all those little turds hanging out and clogging up your sandpaper. And my sandpaper, I'm going to use an 80 grit on this little mouse looking thing, you know, click, click. And I could go down to maybe like a 120, maybe a 200, get it nice and smooth. But the paint's going to fill all that in. The primer's going to fill all that in. And then it's going to, I'm not going to be gouging down. I'm not going to be like, argh! So I'm just going to take it nice and easy. And I'm just going to make it smooth. Now, if you've seen the drywall video where my face is all white and I was breathing in and I was blowing white boogers for probably a whole bunch of days, I went out and I got me one of these with replaceable filters, because the filters are always different. If you're going to buy a mask, buy extra filters, because the next time you go to buy filters, you're not going to be able to find them. So always buy a mask where you can find the filters, or else you're going to have a mask that's not going to do jack for you. Sometimes they wash, and then you can take them out and wash them. These ones I can take out and I can tap them on things and probably get them a little cleaner. But I'm actually, you know, I'm over 40 now, so I got to start watching my health. And I probably look really cool with this thing on, you know. Do I look cool with this thing on or not? Oh, I look safe. That's what I look like, and I'm not going to be horking up a lung. All right, so I'm going to sand all that, and then I'm going to get to the floor. Yeah, I'm not going to show you how to sand. You know how to sand. Tool tip time. If you have a scraper or a putty knife or a drywall knife, you always see these metal ends. Nobody ever notices them. Professionals know what they're for. Maybe guys that watch a lot of YouTube videos like me know what they're for. But it's not just decorative. It's a hammer. So I got this little nail up here, and it's sticking out because I sanded and I felt it and I said, oh, that's sticking out a little. So I just and now it's flat. So that's what this little metal end is for. And I'm not lying. That's not something I made up. You know, that's why they're there. And you can beat on things all day with them and really nothing's going to happen. But that's a square nail, you know, old home. And it does feel kind of flat now. But I may need to get a hammerer. All right, back to work. So you can see that's, oh, hold on. As you can see, that's the piece that I put in. And it's a good little gap. But I got my flap disc and I'm smoothing it out. So now it's nice and smooth. I can get my fingernail in there. Yes, that's a nasty fingernail. I'm smoothing it out. There's going to be a little raised piece here, but it's not going to be a tripping hazard and it's not going to be a gaping hole. So I'm just going to continue on flapping. Flapping. And then when I stain it, hopefully it looks nice. Woo! So I got the floor I got it flat. It's not level. If I put a flat board over it, there's going to be a dip. You're going to see something there. But unless I sand, that's not coming down. That was pretty thick. I probably could do it, but it's just a closet. And I hate saying that because I want to make this house beautiful, but I also don't want this house to be one of those brand new looking, brand spanking new houses where everything's flat and everything's level. It's a farmhouse. I want it to have its own intricacies or whatever it's called. Look it up. I don't know. You know, it's got its own soul. It's got people have lived here for hundreds of years, and it's been that way. So I want to keep it that way, but I want to give it a fresh new life with its old life still in it. So next step is I'm going to take the heat gun and I'm going to scrape the floor, but there's a lot of dust floating around the air, and that heat gun gets hot, and that fine dust from the wood might ignite, and I don't want that happening. So I'm going to vacuum it all up, and then I'm going to scrape it, and then I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to sand it. Okay. So what's going on with the floor? Heat gun, scraper, oil paint. Ask Lady Dixon what's going on with the oil paint. Once the oil paint's on there, it lives there. It ain't going nowhere. So, as you can see, these boards I done heated. These boards are done not heated. So, I got my scraper, and I'm going to scrape it out. Then I'm going to sand it down, and then I'll see what it looks like, because I may not have to paint this. If it's got the oil inside the wood already, it'll look nice. But then I still got these boards that I went straight down to the wood with that flap disc. So, I don't know what I'm going to do. Get off of there. Yep, I sanded it. It's as smooth as a baby's foot. But the oil's still in there. So, I don't know. That'll look nice, right? I mean, it's got some scratches in it. Yeah, I gotta like wash it or something, but it'll look nice. Don't worry. Let's play the game. Good news, bad news. Bad news. This has got the oil paint in it, and it's not gonna come out. This floor, I hit it with the heat gun. It didn't do nothing. This was the flap disc. Remember, I put this piece in, and I got this down, and I tried this. With the flat, I hit it with the palm sander and it wasn't doing nothing. Then I hit it with the flap disc, and I'm just gonna have to take a lot off. It's gonna take forever. It's gonna make a mess. I don't have time for that. The good news is the floor wasn't supposed to be wood. You know, like we weren't gonna shellac it, you know, the stuff like that. It was supposed to be floor paint, cherry cola color. So the good news is back to square one. You know, I thought I had, you know, look, diamond in the rough. Oh, no diamonds and no rough. It's just rough. All right, let's keep working. All right, so got it pretty much down to what I wanted to, sanded. I'm going to have to wash it too, maybe some Murphy oil. So I got to figure out what kind of primer to put on here before I can paint it, because if I just, let's say go with an oil-based paint. Yeah, maybe I'll go with an oil-based paint. But anyways, prep, people. This is what I got to do now. Scraping all the dirt out of here, because I scraped that one. This one's not scraped. There are years and years of dirt, dead skin cells. Nothing's going to stick to this crap. So you gotta prep your surfaces, or you're just gonna end up with crap later. This is all tongue and groove, so it's gonna get down to the wood, possibly, maybe, hopefully. And then I'm gonna fill it with the caulk. I'm not gonna fill it with caulk. I'm going to put some caulk in there, and then I'm going to push it down in there. That way I'll leave a little recess, and then wipe it off. Yeah, that'll stop air from, you know, meandering up through the floor and losing heat, because you want to keep heat in your room downstairs and not let it come upstairs. All right. That was gross. Just knowing what was in between these floorboards, you know, it's dead skin. It's rat fur, not rat, probably mouse fur. Just gross. Wear a mask, people. This stuff's gross. But yeah, you can now see like how separated these boards are. I'm gonna have to fill them. I wanted to do caulk, but I'm gonna do the right thing and do a little bit of research and find out what I should actually be filling this with. I would think caulk is the elasticity to expand and contract and all that jazz, but I'll find out. Alright, so I used caulk. They're talking about wood putty. Wood putty is flexible, it never really dries. So there's wood putty, there's wood glue, there's wood this, wood that. I'm painting this, so I used a window and trim caulk. It's going to stay flexible, it's going to fill the gaps, it's not going to crumble years later. And I filled the gaps, and then I used my finger to push it in there. So now it's pushed in there, and when it dries tomorrow, so there will be a part 2 of this video, I'm going to come back with a razor blade and just scrape the tops off. But it really pulls this floor together. Now there isn't no huge gaps, and then when I paint it, it'll be fine. So tomorrow I think today I'm going to do up my baseboard. I'm not going to go too elaborate with it because the old baseboard's just, I don't know, they cut it on like just a slight angle at the top. You know, it's not flat, so I'll get that. And I'll go around, and that way after I'm not going to attach it because I want to paint the floor to the wall first, then put the board on, and then seal it with caulk on the top and bottom going all the way around. But that'll finish up that video, I guess. Maybe this shouldn't be part 2. No, I can always add stuff to it. This video's going way too long. Yeah, let's just end this video here. Like, subscribe. You can like the floor. Like the floor. I like it. I don't know. It looks kind of barny, but this isn't a barn. It's a closet. Dixon out.